Hello, my people. Good day to you, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time zone you're listening to this, I appreciate your attention. I'm not taking it for granted. I thank you for always tuning in to listen to me on Daily Mind Shifts with Minister Mike. My name is Mike Elojola for Mindset Transformation Africa. And on today's episode, I want us to talk about something that I believe will change our lives positively. Today, you can make a change that will ripple into your future. Let me anchor today's episode on this statement. Find a way daily to stay ahead of the planning and the execution curve. Find a way every day to stay ahead of the planning and the execution curve. See, this concept is deceptively simple but profoundly powerful. It is so simple that it can deceive us into thinking you know it. But it is so powerful that if you really know it and you do it, it will change your life forever. Planning and execution. Every single day, find a way in your day to stay ahead of when you plan and when you act. Staying ahead of the curve, especially in planning and execution, is the difference between feeling like you are always playing catch up and being in control of your life. It is the difference between reacting to circumstances and proactively shaping them. It is what separates people who seem to move seamlessly from one success to another and those who struggle to keep up with the constant demands of life. So, what does it really mean to stay ahead of the curve? And why is it crucial that we'll make it a daily habit? Why is it necessary? The first thing I will say is, picture your life as a curve, all right? As a curve that is always moving forward. Sometimes it is smooth, other times it is steep, it is low. Occasionally it might feel like a roller coaster, up and down, up and down. The curve represents the forward motion of time, of challenges, of opportunities. See, life doesn't wait for you or anybody to catch up. It doesn't pause so that you can make a plan or figure things out. Life keeps moving, and often it moves faster than we expect. So, when we talk about staying ahead of the planning and execution curve, we're talking about living in a way that allows you to anticipate, prepare, and to act before things get overwhelming. It's about being strategic. It's about being thoughtful. It's about being disciplined in how you approach your daily tasks, in how you approach your goals and your long-term visions. There is a certain kind of power that comes with staying ahead, all right? It gives you clarity. When you are not scrambling to meet deadlines or putting out fires, you can see the bigger picture. You can think critically about what needs to be done and how best to do it and when it needs to be done. More than that, it gives you peace. It gives you a sense of purpose. You are not constantly stressed or anxious because you've already anticipated what is coming and you are prepared for what is coming. You've prepared yourself. Let me be clear. Staying ahead of the curve is not about working yourself to exhaustion. It's not about being a workaholic and all that. It is about constantly grinding and hustling. It's not about constantly grinding and hustling without pausing, without resting. No. It's more about intentionality. It's about working smart, not hard. It's about collaboration, networking, not just doing the solo run and then you burn out. It's about creating systems. It's about creating habits that keep you on the top of things so that you can execute with precision, so that you can execute with focus, with clarity, and with energy. See, there are two concepts that I spoke about, planning and execution. Planning is where it all begins. Without a plan, you are just flying around, right? You are just flying blind. You can be working hard, putting in hours of effort, but if there is no clear direction, you might not be moving closer to your goals. See, planning is not just about making a to-do list or setting goals. No. It's about having a clear sense of what is important to you, what is urgent to you, what is going to what is going to have the biggest impact on your life and on your work. I know one of the biggest traps that we fall into is confusing activity with progress. Just because you are busy doesn't mean you are productive. You can fill your day with meetings, with responsibilities, with things to do. But if none of those things are aligned with your bigger vision, you are just spinning your wheel, all right? You are just going around in circles. Planning is what helps you to differentiate between what is truly valuable and what is just noise. This is what I want you to also remember. Most people don't spend enough time planning. They just jump straight into action without considering whether they are working on the right things or not. This is a recipe for frustration. You can work hard all day, but if you have not taken the time to plan effectively, you will end up exhausted, all right? You will end up wondering why you are not seeing the results that you want. So how can you plan effectively? I think the first thing you need to do is to be clear. You need clarity. What are your long-term goals? What are the big things that you're trying to achieve in your life, in your career, in your relationships? If you don't have clarity on these things, your planning will be aimless. You will end up reacting to whatever comes your way instead of proactively moving towards something that is meaningful. So once you have clarity, then you can break down your goals into smaller what I call manageable, actionable steps, all right? That is where daily planning comes into play. You ask yourself, what are the most important things I need to do today to move closer to my goals, all right? You don't just ask yourself, what can I get done today to feel productive? No. Your actions must give impact. What actions will have the most impact? Then we go to execution. That is when the rubber meets the road. It's one thing to have a plan, it's another thing to execute that plan with discipline, with consistency. Execution requires maximum focus. We live in a world that is filled with distractions. From the moment you wake up, we are bombarded with notifications, email, to-do lists, and sometimes I get caught up in this also. If we are not careful, our action, our attention gets pulled in 100 different directions and we lose sight of what is important. So staying ahead of the curve means that you are guarding your focus fiercely. It means you are eliminating distractions. It means you are creating an environment where you can execute with precision. It also means you take action even when it is hard. Planning is easy, my people, but sitting down and making a list of things to do is the easy part. But actually getting up and doing those things, especially when they are uncomfortable, when they are challenging, that is where the real work begins. There is no shortcut, please, to execution. It takes discipline, it takes consistency, and it takes willingness to push through discomfort. But here is the thing. The more you execute, the easier it gets. The more you build the habit of taking action, even when you don't feel like it, especially on the hard things, the more momentum you will create, okay? And once you have momentum, staying ahead of the curve becomes easier. So these are the daily habits I want you to incorporate. Number one is start your day with intentional planning. Okay, I won't talk much about that. I will just say it straight. Start your day with intentional planning. Write things down and make a commitment to focus on them before anything else. Don't let the distractions of the day pull you away from what is truly important. Also, break big goals into smaller actions. Okay, break big goals into smaller actions. Ask yourself every day, what is the one thing I can do today that will move me closer to my long-term goals? When you break big goals down into smaller actions, it makes them less intimidating. It gives you a sense of progress. It gives you a sense of accomplishment. Also, eliminate distractions. This might mean turning off your phone during your work hours, setting boundaries with people who constantly interrupt your flow, or creating a dedicated workspace where you can focus without distraction. Whatever it takes, guard your focus. Because without focus, execution becomes almost impossible. Also, review and adjust regularly. Review whatever you are doing and adjust regularly. This daily review, I believe, will help you to stay on top of things. It will help you to make adjustments before you fall far behind, okay? And celebrate yourself. Whenever you win in a little way, celebrate yourself. It reminds you that you are moving forward, even when it feels like the progress is slow. Whether it is completing a challenging task, hitting a milestone, or simply staying focused on a full day, take time to recognize your efforts. So as we tidy up this episode, let me say this. In this world of constant demands, distractions, and all that, staying ahead of the curve is a powerful way to reclaim your time, to reclaim your focus, to reclaim your life. It's about being proactive, being intentional, being disciplined, And when you make this a daily practice, you remain unstoppable.